from the broadcast center in Medicine Hat. In high definition, this is Chat News.
Trade war looming. Ottawa threatens retaliation after the United States makes changes to how it labels beef. Conservative showdown. The current MP from Lethbridge announces he's running for the nomination of the Medicine Hat riding in 2015.
It's a big weekend for both Sun Devil lacrosse teams. We'll have that story and a lot more coming up in sports.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. We begin this evening with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration making changes to how it labels meat. And that has Ottawa threatening to make retaliatory trade measures. It also has Alberta beef producers on edge, fearing Canadian cattle prices could fall. Yvonne Raymond explains.
The cattle industry is the largest agricultural sector in Alberta. Next to Canada, the U.S. is its biggest customer, but it hasn't always been easy to deal. Mad cow disease halted trade in 2003. Then Canada spent years recovering its reputation. After that, food labeling rules introduced by the U.S. government hit the ease of trade even more. And now that has just been made stricter.
This is a ruling coming down at a time when we're just about at the end here. We can't afford these types of discriminatory regulations that are going to cost our Canadian producers hundreds of millions of dollars.
The U.S. government will soon demand more descriptive food labeling on beef, pork, and chicken packages sold in American grocery stores. The government says it's to better inform shoppers where their food is coming from. But to the Canadian beef industry, the changes have been added to an already criticized program requiring producers to segregate cattle in order to better track information. Producers say it has been costing the industry billions and fear the change will cost even more.
I think we're going to go from $25 to $40 a head cost to the Canadian producer up to about $100 a head cost to the Canadian producer.
Local ranchers, livestock, and feeding companies appear to be digesting the news. We contacted half a dozen of them, but none wanted to be interviewed. Some mentioned they don't know the impact the changes will have on them just yet and are waiting to see if there will be any. The Canadian government is considering a tariff to get back at the states. The agriculture minister says he's extremely disappointed with the changes, calling them discriminatory. In a release, he says, "We will continue to stand with Canadian cattle and hog producers against these unfair measures, and we will not stop until we succeed." But the Alberta beef producer says it only sees one solution, tossing the program entirely. Yvonne Raymond, Chat News.
Recent changes made to the electoral boundaries in the next federal election could pit two Southern Alberta MPs against one another. Lethbridge Member of Parliament Jim Hillier announcing he will run in the Medicine Hat riding in the next federal election. Changes to those boundaries means Hillier, who lives in Raymond, will not be able to run again in Lethbridge. The rookie MP says he's excited to get to know the riding's constituents. However, Hillier stresses that it's unfortunate he may have to run against the current MP LeVar Payne for the Conservative nomination in 2015.
This is not about saying, hey, you guys, it's about time we get rid of your current MP, because he's a respected colleague of mine, and frankly, it brings me no joy to run against a respected colleague, if that's what's going to happen.
Chat News tried contacting Payne to ask whether he intends to run again in 2015. However, he's traveling outside of the country and could not be reached for comment. A major development in yet another political scandal in this country, this one dealing with those controversial robocalls. A federal court judge has concluded that electoral fraud did in fact occur during the 2011 federal election. The judge finding fraud in 6 different ridings. However, he says he doesn't believe it affected the outcomes, so the results will stand. The likely source of the misleading phone calls was the Conservative Party database, and the judge was harsh on the Tories for obstructing the proceedings. As well, Alberta's Wild Rose Party has paid a big fine in connection with the robocalls made on their behalf leading up to last year's provincial election. The CRTC has handed down a $90,000 penalty for the improper calls made in 2011 as well as last year. Elections Alberta said they received over 800 complaints about the controversial automated phone messages. Here now are the results from this week's web poll question. Political scandals were the focus of this week's question. We asked if you pay close attention to them, and the overwhelming answer was yes, with more than 70% of respondents saying they do. We'll have a new web poll question for you beginning on Monday. The unpredictable weather here in southern Alberta is causing some delays in the construction of the TransCanada Highway Bridge. Crews are currently working on phase 1 of the decking, with the concrete being poured in late July, early August. The wet weather doesn't pose a concern as the berm has been armored and capped, making it ready for spring runoff. Officials say the river is currently at the similar level to what it was last year. And even if the water does rise, the design of the berm is prepared for that eventuality. Meanwhile, the windy weather is a factor that's had an impact on the construction schedule.
Right now, the wind's impacting the girder erection. We can only lift when the wind's under certain kilometers per hour due to the safety factor. So right now, the wind is causing us some delay. We're still close to schedule, so the completion date won't be affected by the girder.
The current crew of 18 workers will be increased to anywhere from 25 to 30 in the next couple of weeks. The $18 million project is scheduled to be completed by early December of this year. The Dunmore Road overpass is expected to significantly improve traffic flow on Highway number 1 once it's completed. However, current construction is causing headaches for motorists at another busy intersection in the city. Strachan Road and 13th Avenue is the site of some heavy congestion, so much so that city councillors brought it to the attention of Municipal Works after getting complaints from residents. The intersection is being used as more people as an alternate route to avoid the Dunmore overpass construction. After addressing the situation yesterday, the city says it'll install an advanced green light in the next couple of weeks.
What was causing the problem, or is causing some of the concerns, is that there's not enough time with traffic looking to make that left turn and traffic coming northbound, allowing for gaps in the traffic, so it's queuing back up. So by providing a protected, it'll provide that window for some of the traffic to get through and hopefully address the queuing issue.
The construction of the overpass ramps are expected to be completed by the end of July. Brown says that will help to alleviate some of the traffic congestion. According to the National Energy Board, Albertans should be prepared for a steep hike in electricity rates coming this summer. A new report warns there will be a 16% spike in electricity rates. An out-of-commission TransAlta plant is being partially blamed for the significant increase. While Medicine Hat generates its own electricity, its rates are based on the provincial average. However, the city is saying there may be some ways to avoid those higher prices.
We started offering last year a fixed rate option, so you can sign on for 9.68 cents, and that locks in that price for as long as you wish to be on that price. You sign up for a minimum of 6 months, and so if you are concerned that the price might get too high for your liking, you can actually call City Hall customer service and lock yourself into 9.68 cents, and then you don't have to worry about any price volatility.
Financial Markets brought to you by TD Waterhouse, wealth of experience.
Medicine Hat Police announcing today details of a large-scale fraud investigation. 105 criminal charges have been laid against 4 people from Calgary. The charges center around identity theft and the fraudulent use of credit cards. $20,000 in property was seized during the investigation. Police have notified those whose identities were stolen or had their credit cards compromised. However, it's still unclear how many people were caught up in the scam. The accused range in age from 19 to 33 years old. They'll be brought to Medicine Hat to answer to the charges. 2 women have now been charged in connection with a murder in Gleason last weekend. 26-year-old Lawrence Leung from Chilliwack, BC was stabbed during a fight at a home on Saturday night. RCMP say Leung was trying to protect his girlfriend, who was also stabbed. She was treated for her injuries and released. 18-year-old Christy Noel Redgun of Siksika First Nation was charged with first-degree murder on the weekend. Now, RCMP have also charged 20-year-old Allison Rose Oldwoman, also of Gleason. Police say that Leung was murdered while visiting his girlfriend, whom he had met online.
There was some indication that this may have been a luring incident. That's not the case here. They met on an online dating site. They were known to each other prior to this incident, and Mr. Leung was simply coming out to spend the long weekend with his girlfriend.
All liquor stores in Regina are now equipped with special ATMs. The cash machines charge a $1.49 transaction fee, which goes directly to Mothers Against Drunk Driving. The organization reached out to the 2 large private retailers here in Alberta with the same proposal. However, MAD saying that both Liquor Mart and Liquor Depot turned them down flat.
We went forward with the proposal of the ATM. We thought it was a good fit. We were told at the meeting that there was no interest in doing the ATM, and they had philosophical differences, on some of the legislative changes MAD Canada was trying to make, and they didn't see their company working with MAD at this time or any time in the future. So it was very disappointing.
The pediatric wing at the regional hospital had its patio refurbished thanks to the staff of the Medicine Hat Remand Center. The gift comes from the jail employees charity called Shackles and Shekels. With support from the Remand Center's $3,500 donation, the pediatric wing is able to add patio furniture for parents along with toys for their little patients. The Remand Center staff have donated more than $8,700 to the regional hospital since 2010. All right, please do stay tuned. Coming up after the break, I'll have your weekend weather forecast, plus Braden's in with a look at sports.
Brought to you by Lotto 649. The next jackpot is $11 million.
Hello?
Hey, it's me. You got a sec?
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, I've been thinking. You know how you've been wanting to get a dog for a while?
Uh-huh.
I think we should get one.
But I thought we decided we don't have the room.
Well, we will now. We won Lotto 649.
No way.
Yes! We won!
What?
The next Lotto 649 jackpot is $11 million.
I'm coming in!
KFC presents Eat Like a Pro.
Nope. Scramble!
Hang on, he's coming in.
Fuel up with new KFC filler subs. 9-inch subs loaded with seasoned chicken with fresh toppings. Original, smoky barbecue bacon, or spicy. New KFC filler subs. Man 1, ordinary subs 0.
Clear. Release him.
KFC, so good.
The Warriors Matching Mothers program has been wonderful for us because Chloe was born without her right arm.
Chloe and her family, they're going through these experiences that are new to them, and we've already been through it because Robin was born missing an arm. They can call us at any time. We'll be there.
It's really comforting to see how well Robin's doing.
Matching Mothers makes us realize just how lucky we are to have the Warriors behind us.
Last year, all across Canada, children, husbands, and friends surprised moms by nominating them to be Walmart's Mom of the Year. Nearly 17,000. Walmart's Mom of the Year received $10,000 for her family and $100,000 for her cause. So at Walmart we say, why wouldn't we do it again? Nominate an inspirational mom at momoftheyear.ca. Walmart.
At Tim Hortons, giving back is important to us. That's why in 2005, we created the Coffee Partnership Program, which has helped over 3,000 small-scale farmers grow better coffee, improving their communities and helping them live a better life. We're proud to introduce Tim Hortons Partnership Coffee, a select blend where $1 from every bag sold goes to help farmers grow better coffee.
Welcome back. Let's get right to the AccuWeather forecast, and a very nice night. It actually turned out to be quite sunny, especially after all the rain we had in the last 36 hours. Normal temperatures, well, they haven't moved. High of 21 is normal for this time of year. We did actually get to 18 degrees, that coming at 6 o'clock, and our low 8 degrees, which is where we are right now. Sun rose at 5:25, sunset at 9:14, and right now in Medicine Hat, it's quite cool, 8 degrees, but again, a very nice night, mostly clear. Winds out of the south at 9 kilometers per hour. They were gusting up to 50 kilometers per hour late this afternoon. Taking a look around the province, you can see Bow Island leading the way. They're at 10 degrees. 4 centers are raining. You can see Lethbridge, Calgary, Edmonton, and Drumheller all under some rain. That system just very slowly churning over southwest Alberta. Look how cool Calgary is, 5 degrees. Over into Saskatchewan, on average a little warmer. You can see Swift Current, Maple Creek, both tied at 11. Leader, Saskatoon and Regina, all at +10. Taking a look at the next 48 hours, well, pretty good news here. This low pressure system we were talking about that's just dumped 100 milliliters of water in southwestern Alberta. You can see tomorrow we're expecting some nice sunny skies. We should see a little bit of wind, and then there is a very brief possibility of some showers early Sunday morning, and again a brief shower on Sunday afternoon. Brooks, your overnight low, look at that, 5 degrees. Showers overnight, winds gusting to 34 kilometers per hour. Tomorrow, your daytime high is 18 degrees, so you're not quite around the seasonal average, but you will have some nice sunny skies, winds out of the west at 42 kilometers per hour. Leader, your overnight low is 6 degrees, overcast skies, winds out of the south at 31 kilometers per hour. Tomorrow, your daytime high is 19 degrees, again, partly sunny, winds out of the south-southwest at 32 kilometers per hour. Maple Creek, your overnight low down to 6, mostly cloudy, winds out of the south. Tomorrow, a very nice day. You're above the seasonal average. 22 degrees is your high. Again, mostly sunny skies, winds out of the south. And Medicine Hat, our overnight low, we're going to dip all the way down to 6 degrees under mostly cloudy skies, winds out of the south-southwest at 31 kilometers per hour. Daytime high of 20 degrees and partly sunny skies. Taking a look at the next 7-day forecast, 20 degrees and sunny tomorrow. Saturday, as we said, there is a very brief chance of an early morning shower as well as a late afternoon shower. And then Monday to begin the work week, look at that, back into the 20s and some nice sunny skies. All right, stay tuned. Coming up after the break, Braden's in with Local Sports.
Closed captioning of this program